Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Paolo here again, and today is a new video. What if I tell you that you can buy yourself a brand new set of newly developed gear drives for your mountain board or your longboard, electric longboard, for $278? You'll probably think I'm crazy. Well, I am not. And today we're going to review 4-gear, and yes, you heard me right, 4-gear helical gear drives by Newbie. So let's open the package together. For that I got one of my collection knives, beautiful handmade hunting knife. So while I'm opening, I'm gonna talk. So Newbie, it's an Eastgate shop. The guys contacted me and said, look Pav, would you like to review our new product and kindly send me a set of the brand new gear drives? Well, I said, why not? However, I did warn them that I will put these gear drives through some testing and will tell you guys exactly what these gear drives are. So if they're good, they're good. If they're not, well, this is what these reviews are all about. So there are a few things that Newbie sells as well as the gear drives. So let's have a look right here on the screen. On their website, not too many items, but they still, I guess, developing. So they got the gear drives. So these are the gear drives we're looking at right now, 4GS. Also, they do have some cool rims. Yes, I did try to get a set, but not yet. Maybe in the future. Those rims look quite nice, to be honest with you. I do like them. They also do have some foot stoppers that, you know, so stop your foot sliding off the deck, and they do have quite nice easy enclosure. And for a cost of $100, that's not bad at all. So I am almost ready to open this box with you guys. Let's bring the camera closer, because I have not seen what's inside this box as yet. Let's have a look together. Okay, so let's have a dig. Okay, nice. Got some, it's got some stickers. Well, I'm not gonna say it out loud, but yes, hopefully they are dope as that. Got some nice little golden stickers, Newbie, quite nice, fair enough, I like stickers. So we got a lot of fixings here. What I do like straight away, and guys, this is the first time I open this box. Now, you've got some fixings, lots of them. And what is nice about these, because they are all numbered up and they are all tagged up. So let's have a look at one of them. For instance, it says M4x16, 10 number, and they are for your mortise. Can't really go wrong with that. Fair play to you guys at Newbie. That is a very good touch, because yeah, this way we don't get confused with all these screws. So you got bags and bags and fixings. Obviously they go somewhere. We'll find out a bit later. What else we got? Packaging. Okay, this one part there. Ooh, and this, I'm assuming, are the gear drives. So well packed like that. I like the touch of the Newbie branded tape as well. I know it doesn't mean a lot, but it does give it, the product, that nice little touch. So let's have a look what we got in here. Okay, so we've got the adapters. These are for your trucks. Sorry, black on black, probably cannot see them too well. So you got the adapters, CNC aluminum, nice and thick. I like that already. There is a choice of the adapters you can get. So actually, let's cover this straight away. And while I'm talking, I'm going to be opening up the gear drive. So these gear drives are compatible with Apex Airs. They're compatible with Luna 350s and also any other hangers that are 22 by 22 millimeter in shape. They're also available to buy with adapters for the Tramper Precision Hangers Infinity, Vertigo and Ultimate, and any other 19.5 by 19.5 hangers. So that's that opening right there. So if you measure the hanger you want to use, you can get the adapter to fit your application, which is quite cool. They do also make one, which I have right here, is for Matrix 2. I know you will say these are not the best, but for the beginner level or for a street board, these are fine. I bought this because I literally bought this just to test these gear drives out, because my boards are complete. I got quite a few boards in my workshop already, so I went for MBS. They are the cheapest I can get. Also, you can get this 10% cheaper if you use this discount code right here and you go shopping at ATB Shop London, just in case. So that's where I got this from. So this is what I was telling you about. These adapters are precisely cut and made for them to fit the Matrix 2. Nice. There we go. Don't need to file anything, don't need to sand anything down. They literally fit right on. And obviously with the grab screw, they will hug these hangers nice and tight, or any other hanger, whatever you will prefer to get. And the gear drives will sit on the hanger nice and tight. Beautiful. Okay, so this is out of the way. Let's finally look at them gear drives. Now, I'm afraid to use the knife on this now, just in case if I cut through. But luckily, knife is sharp enough. And finally, let's have a look. Da-da-da-dun, da-dun. Gear drive number 1. And a gear drive number 2. Okay, as I already mentioned, it's the first time I see these gear drives, guys. So, where do I begin? For starters, let's take a look. Let's just choose one of these so they're not in the way. Wow, okay. These are neat. Very, very nice. So straight away what I do notice, okay? And I've seen some gear drives in my life, all right? Well, most of my boards are gear drives. So the CNC, if you look carefully where the cutouts are on all the flat surfaces, they are perfectly flat. So you don't see the lines left by the tool in the CNC machine. So that means they're using some good equipment, because they managed to take everything down to a millimeter. Beautiful. They are quite heavy. So these gear drives do come in 2 different gear ratios. Obviously, I guess you guys know about gear ratio. Yes, if you want to set up your board, you go to the calculator, you look at the motors you want to use, the kV of your motors, the battery, the wheel sizes, and then you can figure out what gear ratio is best for your application. So what I've got here is 1.5. That means the motor gear is 11 teeth, and the gears on the wheel, or the one that we're going to push the wheel, is 55. So 55 to 11 or 1 to 5. They also do make a different type, which is 1138. So 11 teeth on the motor drive, and you get the 38 on the wheel drive. So far so good. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It is very thin, very thin. That's about 35 millimeters of that. Quite heavy, as I said before, because it is fully aluminium. So there is no plastic in here, no 3D printed parts or anything like that. That is really nice. Beautiful touch, guys. So 5511 gear ratio drive, one of these weighs about 692 grams. So let's call it 700 grams with all the bolts in. If you go for one of these with 3811, they will be 590. So let's call it 600 grams. So not bad, considering they are fully aluminium. All the details around the gear drives are quite nice. You got a little design here, cutting into aluminium, so it's not just flat plain, which is quite nice. Got nice engraved Newbie 4GS logo right there. These are hard anodized, so that's a good touch. I haven't seen any other colors on their website, but I'm sure they can develop something in the future. At the moment, you just get them in black. Don't worry, we're going to look inside in a second. just wanted to cover something with you guys. So you're probably thinking to yourself, what the hell is this flower or a sun looking thing? Well, what this is here is a soft damper. This damper goes in between the main gear that's going to spin your wheel and also the hub or rim adapter. So rim adapter goes in here just like that and clips right on. Let's do it again. Okay, so if you have an impact from, let's say, braking hard or going from the start, or you were jumped and your wheel stays the ground again, this will work as a little pillow, like a cushioning between the gears and actual wheel. So it gives you that little bit of jiggle, like a motor mount in a car. So the engine, when it vibrates, it has a bit of a play to it, but you don't actually transfer that vibration over onto the gear drives and gears themselves. So that's a kind of nice touch. So this is pretty much how they're going to look on your trucks. Quite nice, very thin. I quite like it. Adapter. So how does this work? Well, quite simple. So while we're talking about this, guys, what wheels or what rims can you use at the moment with this gear drive? So the adapters are created to fit Tramper mounting patterns for Tramper Hyper, Superstar, Fatlands. There's a big fat boys right here. Megastars, Sunmate. You can also use these adapters for MBS mounting pattern wheels, MBS Rockstar, MBS 5-star, like that, or you can use this with the rims that are made by Newbie as well, which are Pentagram and Impaler. These are nice little wheels right here. Really like the Impaler one, beautiful. So the plate does have threads inside the holes right there, and I'm assuming you fix it to the rim just like that and use the threads instead of the nuts that are inside your rims. I'm not sure if they provide with the bolts. They do have some bolts with it, M4 by 30 x 5, mounting the motor plates. So I'm assuming that's the motor plate, and I'm assuming these bolts are long enough to protrude through the rim and fix down to this place, but I'm sure it is true. By the way, guys, we'll have more videos on this. I'll have the installation video, and also we're gonna take these babies for a ride as well. So probably 3 videos all in total on these gear drives. So now imagine you got the gear drive installed and you got the wheel installed on this adapter. You literally push it in and voila, you are done. Obviously you tighten up the nut on this side on the axle, and that's it. Your wheel is ready to go. So if you need to replace the tire, you take the nuts off and you pop the wheel right off the gear drive together with this adapter. Beautiful. So you're not fixing anywhere to this gear drive at all. So that's another positive part that the guys thought of regards to removal or easy removal of the wheel itself. So the moment you probably, most of you, were waiting for. Shall we look inside? Yes, I can hear in the background. Okay, let's do it. So guys, as I have mentioned, this here is a 4-gear design gear drives. Now let's take the cover off. Well, I assumed it just comes off. Off, and that comes off together with the wheel drive. So that's the gear that's directly connected to your wheel. Very nice. So the main pinion right here. The pinions or gears are cut out from POM. That's quite strong, a good material. These gears are helical. So the gears are cut in an angle, as you can see right here. So the helical cut is proven to be quieter and also should have a bit more surface, contact surface, because of the angle cut on the gears. So that's here is pretty much, I can show you really. This comes all assembled for you. Obviously you can pull the bearing out, you can expose the screws that are holding the wheel adapter, first base plate together, and that's that. Now on the other side you've got two gears right here. These two gears join the wheel gear, let's call it that way, or the primary gear, to the motor gear. So this here I'm spinning at the moment is the motor gear. The motor gear itself is steel. So let me pull one out from this gear drive so you can see it. So it is steel. It is obviously helical. It does spin quite nicely. It is sitting on a bearing and does have a little bit of a play on it, but hopefully it should be okay. Another thing to show you guys, you see the cutout for the motor. So what you're looking at over here is the 8mm with the key. You can also order one with a 10mm, so you can use the motor with 10mm shaft or the 8mm shaft. It's, well, up to you. So the keyway comes with the 8mm one, and the 10mm doesn't have the keyway. So how this works then, your motor spins the steel gear. The steel gear spins the palm gears right here, and these palm gears spin the primary gear. So why would these guys decide to use the 4-gear system? Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not some sort of super duper gear transmission engineer. I'm not at all. However, the few things I can see or feel straight away, and these are, at the moment everything spins very, very nicely. It's very, very smooth operation, so that is quite nice. Also, this gear drive comes fully pre-assembled, so the gears, you can see, they're fixed. You don't have to play with anything. You don't have to set anything up, any spacings or anything like that. So the fact that you could make a mistake, or the chance, sorry, that you can make a mistake, is reduced dramatically. Everything is pre-set up. The gears are not lubricated, so you're going to have to lubricate the gears yourself before you obviously close the cover and install them, but we'll cover that in installation video. So now let's think logically. In a normal installation or normal gear drive, you would have the motor gear, and straight away off of that you'll have the main gear, or I call it the wheel gear, so it's easier to understand, directly running off of it. So you normally have about 3 teeth or 2.5 teeth in contact between the motor gear and the main wheel gear. Again, I'm not a specialist, but just thinking logically. So at the moment, what we see is you have 1, 2, 3, 4, a kind of next tooth kind of grabbing on. So you kind of have 5 teeth, 2.5 on one side to another, constantly engaged with the motor gear. I could be wrong, but it kind of looks like a transfer of the torque or transfer of this motor kick from the motor gear to these transfer gears, and it's split in 2. Yes, each gear is smaller, so you can look at it this way. So they're smaller, are they weaker? I don't know, because they're obviously made from the same palm material, so the palm is quite strong. And then you have the same thing going on between the mid transfer gears to the main gear, where you have 2 gears in contact with the wheel gear at all times. So kind of makes sense, but again, not a specialist, but so far it does feel really, really nice. I mean, I will shut up now and just spin the gears for you. Just listen. I mean, you can hear the cars driving on my road, but that's pretty much it. So let's put the big gear back in. And now let's listen to this. So only obviously installation and testing will show us the sound of these gears, gear drives, but supposedly really quiet. While we're up close, let me show you. Absolutely no wobble or anything. On the wheel adapter, the connection to the motor, that's quite good. The tolerances are quite low as well, because you really have to line this up nicely, because when I do push the gears in and then you're trying to pull it back out again, it's quite hard, so it's nice and tight. And obviously the this bearing sits on its own bearing, like a saddle right there, so that's quite nice. Well, a very interesting design, I must admit. I don't see any rubber gaskets or anything like this, so I guess they are relying on this lip on the cover to click itself into the indent or cutout on the other side of the case, and that will seal the gear drive. Also bear in mind you have oil in there, so that will stop any water ingress, which is quite cool. Well, that's it really. Let me show you a little bit more up close for people who are really interested. And then as for the bearings, guys, there's quite a few different sizes of bearings. These are 6 angular contact bearings, and well, they do say they will be, you know, really nice and quiet. And also the angular bearings do keep the dirt out of the enclosure itself. Let's find out after we test it. They are, let's take a look who they're made by. Made in China by HRS. Not sure who they are, but we'll find out very soon. So this will be it, guys, for this video number 1, an overview of 4GS gear drives by Newbie. So far so good, very impressed with the quality, and yeah, the design sounds interesting, kind of makes sense, so that's it. Hurry up, get yourself a set, because at the moment they are $279 or $78. They will be going back to the normal price, which is $378, which is still not bad. Hopefully I will negotiate some discount for you guys, for my viewers, and well, we'll see what future will bring. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If something I did not cover, tell me, because I can add the bit I missed in my next video. So next video, installation, and then on-road testing. Build safely, ride safely, and I see you very soon. Bye.